create live broadcast. It's a very scary button, that one, because you go, have I got everything right? Is it all good? Oh, hang on, better take the keys out of my pocket. Rowing with keys in your pocket is never fun. So, going to do the normal check. Let's see if I can see me, if you can see me, if you can hear me, if I can see and hear me, if I can see and hear you. No, I can't hear you. But hang on, let me just get an iPad. Hang on, it's just news. Watch live now. Another one? Yeah. Oh, good grief. Hey. Yeah. I can see me. I can hear me. And there is WKLC RC Rowing, better known as Helen. Yeah, let me just turn this down, so that's going to be annoying. Right, okay, so I can see me, I can hear me. Little microphones, yep, it's getting caught a little bit, so apologies if it's a bit noisy. I'm just going to say hello, because, well, it's only polite when somebody says hello. Exclamation mark. There we go. Hello, says I. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday. Well, I can't say welcome to Sunday because it's already, what, coming up for 5 o'clock in the evening, if you're in the UK, that is. So Sunday is already kind of coming up for 17 hours over. But welcome to the Sunday, I was about to say Rise and Row, Sunset RowAlong. Yeah, which actually, if I look outside, I think the sun has set. It's looking decidedly dark out there. So yeah, so it is. It's kind of the sun hath set. Oh, cool. Nick Fox says we can see you. Hello, everybody. Well done. Tech Toby, good evening, John. And John Edge, it's paddle time. It's paddling time. That's a paddling. That's my Simpsons impression there. No coffee because it's 5 o'clock at night. And if I have a coffee at this time of the night, I'm going to end up not able to sleep. Although that said, my sports drink has taurine in it rather than caffeine. And so that's just as much of a stimulant. But because I'm doing this row for the next half hour, after all, this is the 30-minute sunset row long. And then after this, I'm going to be doing my high rocks training. So I need to make sure that I am hydrated. So yeah, that's why I've got this. So 1 second, I'll try not to gulp down your ear. I'll explain in a sec. So, what I'm laughing about is Nick Fox, Foxy, has just said, do you need to borrow a razor? It's quite kind of, yeah, it's getting to the, if you've done my, I can't remember what 2K plan it was I did, whether it was the first or the second one for the RowAlongs. I can't remember what one it was that I like really grew my hair out and kind of grew the beard at the same time, but it's been a long time since I've really left. This is only 2 weeks growth, to be honest. I'm kind of like, crikey, what's going on? But to explain, there's a couple of sartorial things to explain today, and that's the first of them. Am I a little bit patchy on that side? I'm trying to see, so I keep getting distracted by my own face. Oh. So I am doing high rocks I'm actually doing high rocks next Saturday in Manchester, but that one doesn't count. Well, it does, but it doesn't count for the beard. But 3 weeks after that, I am then in London doing high rocks, and I'm doing it with fellow YouTube starlet Martin Boyce. If you don't know who he is after this, going to search on YouTube for him, and he does like ultra runs and high rocks and stuff. And we've just become friends, mostly through we started off because of the YouTube thing, commenting on each other's videos, and then we just got to know each other. And actually, he's a great guy, so we've become friends. And so anyway, so we're doing doubles next week, and we're doing doubles again 3 weeks later in London. And when we do it in London, we're going not in fancy dress because that sounds strange, but I'm going as Wolverine, and he's going as Deadpool. So I've got like a Wolverine vest and like yellow shorts, and I'm also growing the beards and kind of growing my hair a little bit so that I can try and, certainly I'll shave the beard into the Wolverine chops, and yeah, the hair I'll try and kind of like do the kind of the Wolverine thing with it. But yeah, but it's also like CBDBD we just said, it's the Wolverine row, because what was it, last year or the year before I did a Halloween row, where I actually full on dressed up as Wolverine with like the leather jacket and stuff. And so you should check it out. It's a fun row as well. Anyway, so that's why I'm unshaven. Okay, it's because I'm growing the beard in order to be Wolverine. But I need to tidy up. I've never really got used to tidying up the neck bit. Sorry to anybody that doesn't care about beards, but yeah, I never really got used to that. But definitely, if your neck grows too long, you just look scruffy. And I think I'm at that point now where I just look scruffy. Who you calling scruffy? Tobias Dykla is here, or Dykla, can't remember if it's Di or Day. Hi John, hi everyone. David Palos, I never quite worked out whether you're the hard A or not. Hello John, yesterday's giveaway was very exciting and fun, but no luck. You were in the running as well to actually get the Concept 2 as well, weren't you? So congratulations to Colin, yeah, because there's a guy, Colin Matthews, who won. Let's all row together again. Gracias por todo, John. Por todo? Hang on, is that for everything, isn't it? Or for all, thank you for all, todo? Like todo el mundo is all around the world. So that's what I'm assuming. My Spanish is rubbish. Oh yeah, TT, you have to get in touch, by the way, and give me an address. And email me at info@rowalong.com to send me an address so that I can get the, can't remember what it was you won, whether it's the t-shirt or the iPad holder. But get in touch and give me an address so I can get it sent out to you. Who else has said hello or anything? John Edge, I think I would cut back on the HRT. Oh, see, if only. I do think, I mean, I could keep on saying this. I don't want to keep on banging on about it, but the fact that I'm 50 in February, I do kind of worry about the testosterone levels. But there in Tales of Tale, I don't think I've told the proper tale about everything I've been through. Nice to be, says David Fleming. I can only assume he was meant here, or just nice to be. I mean, listen, it is nice to be. Let's all just kind of take a moment and actually kind of say how amazing it is that we are spending this moment in time together, okay? On this planet, the energy that has come together to create our life that causes these molecules in our bodies to move, that we have conscious thought, etc., is all happened for this very moment at 16:52 on a Sunday, or so 4:52 on a Sunday, and we're all together. Nice to be here, that's what he said, and not at the firehouse. Oh, see, the fire. I've said before, haven't I, about how I always wanted to, when I was younger, I wanted to be a fireman. I think pretty much every boy probably wants to be a fireman at one point when he's young, or a sort of what they call a firefighter. And then it kind of goes out. But yeah, I definitely wanted to be a fireman when I was young. Yeah, but I've said before, if I could go back now and do it all over again, like do youth all over again, I'm sure I'd go into the RAF and I'd just be a pilot. I've got a fascination with flying now. So, Tech Toby, first row after 2 months without sports. Thanks, COVID-19. Oh. Strapless for John Edge. Yeah, I don't know what to do, whether to go strapless. I mean, I'll talk about, hang on, I need to set up my machine first. This could be one of these scatterbrained things today, I'm afraid, because I've got not a lot to get through, but I've got like things in my head. Right, really? Are you connected? Roadator. Oh, you are? Okay. How did that automatically? Right. Andrew Fielden says no sprints. And actually, you know what? I'm going to, as much as I'd normally kind of go, oh, come on, man, let's get into one. I'm going to agree with you because I have this COVID race. Sorry, I just read 2 months, how cruel from someone else about COVID. They're all, right, I'm going to have to like not look at the things. Because let me finish this. So basically, because I've got high rocks, no, do sprints. He says not no sprints. Event is starting. Let's go. Right, hang on. Right, we're all good in the world of streaming stuff on screen, aren't we? Should I make myself a little smaller? I probably should. Happy to be here from Ralph. Fantastic. As the Georgia satellite sang, ain't no place in this whole wide world I'd rather be. Were they the ones that did? What's it called again? I can't remember the song, but it's Georgia Satellites. I'll get in touch, Helen, and I'll say what that song is that I was thinking of. What was that? Hang on, I just get another message. Meant to no strapless. Oh, no to strapless is what Andrew Fielden meant. Oh, right. I might do 1 or 2 sprints, is what I'm thinking. Okay, yeah. Tied down in tied down in, I can't remember the song. Helen, if you know what I'm on. Battleship Chains. Thank you very much. Yeah, because I've got High Rocks next weekend. I can't go too hard, but I might do the odd sprint. Let's just see what the course is like. What we're like for time. Starting in, my big body's on the way. 4 minutes. Fine. In fact, I'm going to move my big stupid body out of the way. Hang on. Whee. But that, so what, if I do that so you can see the pace I'm rowing at, although I'll fall off the back if I'm there. Whee. Let's do that so you can't quite see the lights at the back. You can see all that. Oh, I'll make myself smaller so you can see my pace. Hang on. There you go. Yeah, it's all right. All right. So, just to say, that's it. Keep singing. No. I remember that's quite an old song. Not old, but it's kind of. I remember that being around about 1990. I only ever heard like a tiny little bit of that song when I was young, and I heard it on like Planet Rock Radio a couple of months ago, and I was like, that's the full song. Right, yeah, so resting heart rate right now is 48. Yeah, so, and I've got my heart rate monitor up on my chest rather than the wrist-based one, so that's why it's running a little bit more accurate. If I go row indoor, how long have I got? 3 minutes to go through this. Okay, so I've turned my Garmin on for row indoor, and I'll take a look and see what that has, because I've been through this before where it's like my resting heart rate's been up at like 110 before we started the row. And I just think it's just nonsense. There's something about it, it just doesn't quite get when I'm not moving. It's like, there's no way your heart rate can be that low, because the Garmin right now thinks I'm up at, you won't be able to see it, but like 78, whereas quite clearly I'm at 42. So anyway, we've still got the MyZone off center, but MyZone. Anyway, right, I need to explain, hang on. I'll quickly, don't know if you can see it, but my vest thing that I'm wearing today, the reason I'm actually wearing the vest is because I was just painting and I was wearing it. But it's the World Cancer Research Fund is the vest that I'm wearing, rather than my typical RowAlong ones, because I'm actually going to do a Just Giving page for next week's High Rocks. Not that it's like a, hey, sponsor me to get through a High Rocks. Well, it kind of is, because I'm just going to say, if you want to throw some donation my way for the World Cancer Research Fund, please do for doing the High Rocks. Just because I am... I'm not a very good one, but I'm an ambassador for them, and basically because I'll talk properly about it, but basically because I've had a little bit of a run-in with the whole C word thing, so I want to raise a little bit of money for them. So yeah, so that's why I'm wearing the vest, because it's the cancer research one, and because I was painting my office beforehand while wearing it. And then I decided while I was painting, actually, I kind of went, oh, hang on, I want to wear this next weekend. And so then just ended up kind of, I was painting topless. Hey, how's that for a Just Fans or OnlyFans page? Painting topless. Anyway, a minute and a half. Nobody wants to see that, me. Although I was wearing fawn-coloured shorts. And Julie came in and she was like, are you naked? Because they were the same colour as my skin. And I had my top off and I'm like, I'm not painting naked, crikey. Oh, anyway, right, another drink. So we've got minutes ago. Hi, Stephen Gower, how are you? Yeah, so do this at your own pace. I'm going to start off at a nice gentle speed. The first sprint that comes up, I'm not going to do. I tell you what I'm going to do, any of the long ones, if it's over 300 meters, I'm not going to do the sprint, okay? If it's one of the short ones, then I'll do the sprint, just because I don't want to completely I've still got training to do after this. And I don't want to gas myself out as being this is supposed to be taper week ahead of the race next Saturday. And because it's doubles, we're going hard at it. And I want to make sure to start conserving my energy. And an old man like me, topless is not as bad as snapping a carrot. True. Right, everybody, fingers off your keyboards and let's get ready to row, because I'm starting in 15 seconds. YouTube's 5 seconds behind, so if you're doing this on the Exit app, make sure to look at the app. So in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. So I'm just going to find a natural starting pace. I'll close my eyes. It's a useful thing to do sometimes, you know, is close your eyes and use the force, for want of a better phrase. Luke, you turned off your targeting computer. Is everything okay? Yeah. So to close your eyes, hit whatever natural pace your body is wanting to do, and then open your eyes. So as a starting point for me, that meant what, 210, 2.8. And so that's what I'm going to be just chugging away at for the first, say, 5-10 minutes. And then I'll do, like I say, some of the sprints. If they're short enough, and then I'll probably try and hover around about 2:05 when we're not sprinting, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. It's easy to think too far ahead for what you've got going for the rest of the day, and knowing what I have planned next. Training the burpees and lunges and sleds. I know it's going to be a hard session I've got afterwards, so really I'm wanting this just to be like a warm-up plus. So I'm not doing this. It's too soon and too long, this sprint. I want to make sure that my body is nice and eased off before I start asking too much of it, sorry. So you can help that easing off by thinking about what's going on with your handle. Okay, so just let the handle be the control of your rhythm. And especially when it comes to pulling the handle in to your chest and then releasing it again. If you make sure the handle is in constant motion, then your rhythm of your body will be nice and fluid. If you are holding the handle against your chest at the back of the stroke, or if you are like throwing the handle away from you, there ain't no rhythm there. It's supposed to flow through the rowing stroke. Even on a rowing machine, you want to be in constant motion and try and recycle your body as you're going forwards and backwards. So as you come in to the front, you're kind of coiling up like a spring as you compress into the front. So that's why you want to get to like shins vertical as you slide into the front, with arms straight and a forwards tilt, because then you are a really efficiently wound up spring. If you over compress, over tighten your spring, all that happens is it kind of releases early by your backside escaping from underneath you. And obviously, if you don't quite get to shins vertical, you aren't coiling up your spring enough, and so you're losing potential power. So let your arms guide you forwards. So arms away first, then rock up and forwards over your hips. The up is just to make sure you've got good posture there. And once your arms are straight and you're in that forwards tilt, that's when you can bend your knees. And it should be that once you set your arms straight and your back angle, you then don't adjust at all. Okay, so arms back locked position, and it's just bending your knees, because you don't want to carry on going forwards and dump into the front of the machine. Because there is this fallacy about extra length from the front, that if you can get in and almost hit the throat of the machine, then that's you getting maximum length. Unfortunately, that position then compromises your ability to get power from your legs through your body and into your arms. So just a 1 o'clock, forwards tilt, arms straight, shins to vertical, and your spring is efficiently coiled. That's what I meant by efficiently. All right? There was a sudden deep dive on coiling the spring into the front, wasn't there? And then what you want to do is, as you come forwards, really think about that point when you turn around your direction. So into the front, and then instantly push the legs. I'm not saying I get it right, but you don't want to hang around at the front. It's quite easy to, for whatever reason, spend half a second or so in the catch before you push. And again, that's a recipe for an early uncoiling of your spring. And often what happens is that's when the back breaks early from hanging around at the front too much. And then just keep that handle straight as you, or keep your arms straight, sorry, as you push legs into the machine, and then only pull at the back, kind of third of the leg drive. And like I say, once the handle comes into your body, let it go away again to start your next stroke. Right. Hopefully, if you followed along with that, you are nicely warmed up now. Your back is rocking forwards to a 1 o'clock tilt at the front, and you are going to run about 11 o'clock at the back. Remember, as much as you can as much as I was against trying to hunt for that extra length at the front, I know that there are people who will finish a lot deeper and higher like that. So real up to the neck, deep layback. And if you've got the strength, you can get more speed out of the machine. There's no one's going to argue that. The problem is when it comes to efficiency and injury prevention, really. If I was to try and row at a high stroke rate, like this all the time, I'd end up with a hernia, or at least a torn stomach muscle, because I don't have the core to be able to roll like that. But also the amount of force it puts on your body trying to get yourself back from that deep layback forwards again, it's really tiring. So basically, you have to be strong enough to do it
so you don't get injured, but also have real muscular fitness too, so you don't end up just exhausted. Right, do I see I saw a sprint banner in the distance. Maybe not. Because there was my old coach, Sam Blythe. That's how he rows. He has his head cocked to the side most of the time. It's like a quizzical dog. But he comes in and he's really high, and listen, you can see that I've kind of jumped up to 202-ish just by increasing the stroke length. I go back to normal, 205. So there's absolutely no doubting that I can go faster for a few strokes, but I wouldn't be able to do a 10k like that. Right, is there a sprint coming up? What is it? Or is that a lap? Is that it? Is it just one sprint? So just that 300-meter sprint then? Oh, all right. I guess. Was it 300 or 600? Can't remember. But I guess if there's only one sprint on this course, the next time it comes around, I guess I'm doing it, aren't I, Andrew? Right, what does Christian Lamp say? Greetings to my friend Christian in Grism, Germany, who is also in this race. Greetings to you too, Christian. Good to hear from you. It's been a while. So I should be on the WaterRower tonight, actually, with the Smart Row pulley. But because I've got High Rocks next Saturday, I want to make sure that all rowing I do this week is on Concept 2. Because as great as WaterRowers, RP3s and Averons are, I need to make sure it feels the same as on the race floor. Okay, sprint coming up. Let's see what happens here. How long's this one? 600? Oh, all right, let's go. Who knows how this will go? I'm just going to find, again, a natural pace. I'm not going to gun it. Mostly because, well, I don't want to, but I don't want to tap out before my training later. I don't want to over-tax my body when I'm meant to be tapering, but also I want to be able to talk. And if I was to row this 600 meters at a sprint, I wouldn't be able to do that. Where are we? Halfway. Andrew Fielden, my nemesis, is well off in the distance. Come think of it, I might not be able to talk on this one either. I'm gonna go, let's see, I was 148, yeah. Now, whew, doing that deep layback made no difference. Now that my power has increased. Oh, we're done. Okay. Just ease off. Maybe if there's one of them right at the very end of this row, could probably consider shutting my mouth and going for it. Let's see. Okay, just eased off the pace for 10 strokes or so. And now, time to pick it up again, get back to that kind of 205 region. And so, thinking about what happened then, the difference between rowing with that deep layback, like when I'm here, rowing at kind of run about 20 strokes a minute, and when I was just up at 28, is that because that deep layback is a longer drive time, I need to, in order to keep it at 20 strokes a minute, or sorry, longer drive length, in order to keep it at 20 strokes a minute, the actual drive itself needs to be quite a bit faster than the 1 second drive I do with my normal stroke at 20 strokes a minute. Do you get it? In order to, if I don't have anything showing drive length, but say I was 1:35 to row 1 second drive speed, with a longer stroke length, say up to 1:42, if I'm still taking just 1 second drive time, then obviously the drive speed has to be faster, which at 20 strokes a minute is quite a big difference. But when I go up to 28 strokes a minute, the difference between the two drive speeds isn't as much, I think. Maybe my maths is wrong here. But that's why, or I think that's why, when I tried the deeper layback at 28 strokes a minute, I wasn't going any faster. Certainly not 5 seconds faster anyway. Anyway, so for anyone who turned up, well, hang on, Maxie has asked if I ever row in the water. No. It's something I flirted with the idea of about 10 years ago when I was winning gold medals at all the indoor championships. I got in touch with Scottish Rowing and said, I seem to be okay on a rowing machine. And they went, yeah, whatever. Don't know whether it's because I was just rowing machine fast or whether it's because I was 40, but Scottish Rowing did not care about John. So that was the only time I even vaguely entertained trying out on the water rowing. And their response totally put me off. going anywhere near them. So this is one of the reasons why this year I took up kayaking, is that I still wanted to scratch that itch of being on the water, but didn't really want to go backwards. So got into kayaking. But then the other reason I don't do on the water rowing is the time. So it would take me, say, half an hour, 45 minutes to drive to Strathclyde Loch. And then, 15 minutes to get changed, 15 minutes to rig whatever boats I'd be out in. Then I'd have my workout and I'd have to do it all in reverse. Whereas I can leave my house, be in my studio in no time, straight on the machine within 15-20 minutes, destroy myself and be back in the house, all within like half an hour. So I'd rather spend more time with the family than stuck in traffic. And actually, this is one of the reasons why I stopped being a cyclist. So I used to be a middle-aged man in Lycra. Now I'm just a middle-aged man. I used to, like weekends, go out for 5-6 hour training rides. But when the kids came along, it was just heartbreaking leaving the house with this little face pressed up against the window, wondering where Daddy was going, dressed up like an idiot. And then also just cycling thing also, I started to kind of realize it was a bit more important that I didn't get hit by a car. Maybe the kids would rather have a dad. So that was the other reason that I switched to rowing pretty much all the time, or indoor rowing, until 2018, when I had a bit of a nasty accident with a knife sharpener, cut right through my hand, and then had to spend a few weeks with my arm in a cast. Couldn't row, but I could cycle. So I bought a turbo trainer and the Zwift app, and so spent that period just on the bike in my garage while my hand healed. And then I just kind of stuck with indoor cycling as well as indoor rowing. And so that got me back into that world, but not on the road. Right, just the end of this one. Okay, so we should hit that sprint again in about, minute and a half, 2 minutes time. So let's go for it again. I might or might not see how I feel. Keep my mouth closed and just row. Let's just see. I could do with a drink before I do that. Anyway, quickly, just before we hit that sprint, in case you were kind of bang on time for this row, you didn't hear my reasons for the beard, it's because I'm doing a high rocks in a few weeks' time in London with my pal Martin, and we're doing Deadpool and Wolverine, and so I'm Wolverine, so I'm growing my beard out so I can shave in the Wolverine chops. And I'm also going to raise money this week for the World Cancer Research Fund. Okay? Check out my socials for the Just Giving link later this evening. All right, One more stroke. And we're off. So, remember, power and stroke rate, as well as maintaining your stroke length. Don't exaggerate for more length. And don't waste time either end of the stroke. Halfway. Oh, that was fun. Oh, just take a few strokes to ease off. Oh. There's Andrew way off in the distance. Didn't see what happened there. I just saw 300 to go and just focused on the monitor and counting down 30 strokes. Whew. So, yeah, I was right that it's just a couple of minutes after that sprint to cool down. Maybe if you are rowing this on the Exit app right now, maybe you have already got through the sprint, or maybe you're about to hit it, in which case I hope it went or goes well. It would be nice if Exeter did have some kind of rubber band feature which kept us all together and we could all sprint at the same time, but at the same time I don't really want to get into a position where someone feels bad because they've been left behind. Oh, how did I get in front of you? You disconnect. There's no way I beat you. Ooh, possibly I'll get a message from Andrew saying what happened in that sprint, but I doubt I beat him. So carry on rowing. Do some light rowing just to make sure you are cooling down. Don't just stop like says me. Right, I'll move. I'll at least pump up and down. Oh, what am I doing first? Sled push. Yeah, so that's legs. So I need to make sure my legs don't stiffen up. So if I go continue. Anyway, you can see the difference between my first and second sprint's quite obvious, isn't it? Already started a lot faster in that second one. And then I think I saw in the region of 132 at the end, which is quite nice. Yeah, so anyway, that was today's beard along. Well, there we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, I'm going to have to... Right, Andrew, I hope you've not said anything rude because I'm going to actually go into the message and see what you said. Like, there's all my apps. There's me and my family. Well, you did go fast, so you blew up with... Hang on, now it's just stuck on that. You've not said anything rude before, have you? Yeah, you did beat me. I'm going to turn it off because I don't want, just in case. Screen capture. There we go. And I'll put me back to full screen. Whee! I'm flying. I've grown up. And I'll do that because that looks a bit better. Anyway, so yeah, like I say, that's beard along with John. It's not going to be too bad, is it, when I shave it into the Wolverine thing? I just, like I say, I've never really looked after my neck before, so I don't really know how to shave the neck right. I guess bit by bit is the right answer to that, isn't it? So yeah, so that's the two things to take away from this is, do you have a RowAlong group on Zwift? I don't think. I cycle for ZR Scott, Zwift Racing Scotland, I guess it is. So no, I don't. I think I had. There's a group team, whatever you want to call it, on Strava for RowAlong, which anyone's welcome to be part of. Now that was a good row. 165 heart rate in the end from John Edge. Fantastic, well done. See, that's the thing. It's all about. So I'm all over the place. So I'll try and go through this quick. Right, I'm going to make a video about this because I think it's quite important. Because I get a lot of emails from people saying, I've done so-and-so training, I've done this, I've done that, and I'm just not getting any faster. And my first comment's usually technique, okay, well, it's me. So I usually say, check your technique and things, and then they show it. And then sometimes I see the video, and you can see that they're not trying, put it that way. They're not putting in the work in order to try and hit that kind of performance increase that you're looking for. They think that it's like, as long as you're moving on the machine, then like if you're rowing at 20 strokes a minute, then therefore you're rowing at 20 strokes a minute. But we all know that the good rowing machines like a WaterRower, Concept 2, RP3, even the Averon, respond to how much force you put in. So you can row 20 strokes a minute at a really lackluster pace. In fact, because hang on, let's quickly, I'll get through this quick. You should be cooling down, so this is why I'm taking my time. So right, so let's get to, so if I go 12, right, so if I go 3, 4, right. So 20 strokes a minute, and I'm really just tickling the machine here, 230 pace, okay? So 3, 4. Now if I push, I'm not even over pushing it, I'm just pushing harder with the legs, 202 pace. And now, if I really slam into it, 148 pace, all at 20 strokes a minute, okay? So the difference was from tickling it to putting in the amount of effort I would normally at that stroke rate to then overpowering it, all exactly the same stroke rate, but the amount of force that I put into the machine, the effort I put in, is what makes a difference. And it's the same with training plans or even something like that. This whole from John Edge saying his heart rate was up at 165 is that he's put in work into that, okay? So, and that is going to result in something, some kind of an improvement, whether it's fitness, whether it's strength, whether it's mental fortitude when it comes to rowing that fast. I mean, basically, that 600 meter sprint that I just did at the end, that started off, I can't remember what it was, like 143, 4-ish, whatever, then ended up at 132. That's because I was just kind of going and putting in more and more work. And it's like trying harder, working harder than you're comfortable. And so even for that little 600 meter sprint, the benefit for me as being I've not been rowing fast recently is going to be massive because my system's kind of going, hey, wow, look at this. It's the same when I'm doing running training for high rocks. Even though I'm going to be running at like say 440 pace for the 1 kilometers, I do, during the week, I do one session where I do 300-meter intervals at like 4:20 pace so that I can kind of teach my body what it feels like to go fast. So I'm not just always in that kind of zone 2 plod. Anyway, was that another message from someone? Is that Andrew saying shut up? No. What was it? My watch buzzed. Could be WhatsApp. Is it mother-in-law doing Wordle? What did she get Wordle in? Oh, she didn't get it today. Yeah. Anyway, right, I'm going to read some messages and then we're done. I didn't get through. Right, quickly. So beard is about Wolverine. T-shirt, World Cancer Research Fund. This next week when I'm doing the Manchester High Rocks, I'm going to be raising money for them, okay? I'm going to donate a bunch of money myself, but I'm raising money for them, so take a look. Just keep an eye out. I've not set up the page yet, but keep an eye out for all my socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you'll see the link if you want to donate. No pressure, but you can if you want. And yes, that's why that's a beard, t-shirt, cool. So, messages. Did that one. A good row, yep. Thank you, John, for your time. It's a pleasure, Tobias. It's always lovely to have you here. Stroke rate capped competition, even to oneself, shows the difference of work you can put into meters. Absolutely right. If you do the difference between like doing a zone 2, half an hour at 20 strokes a minute, I'm going to be, say if I'm doing it around about 2 or 3 pace right now, I probably hit about, 7,400 meters for my kind of zone 2 low intensity row. Whereas if I was to do 20 strokes a minute absolute full whack, I'd probably be closer to kind of like 7,800, 7,900 meters from trying to put in the force. So it's a really good thing to do, even across 1 minute. If you do 1 minute low intensity, 1 minute max intensity, it's 20 strokes a minute. Do that for 40 minutes, just alternating the two. It's absolute bonza for your system. I've got a RowAlong workout up here that does exactly that, so take a look at it. And then finally, TT says, as always, thanks for the workout and good luck and success to your high rocks. Thank you very much. So I will be back next Sunday morning, don't worry, at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's the Saturday race, so I'm driving to Manchester, racing, and then hot-footing it straight back up again because it's actually Jamie, my daughter's 15th birthday next Saturday, and she's very kindly said that I can go and race high rocks. Isn't she a sweetheart? Isn't that amazing? I might have to bribe her somehow, like give her money to go shopping or something, just to make sure she's really happy. But yeah, so but what that means is I will still be here Sunday morning for the 9 o'clock RowAlong. The December 1st race, which is on a Sunday, I won't be here for, but I'll worry about that later. But next Sunday, 9 o'clock in the morning, UK time, I will be here, all right? So, Adrian Lawrence says, thank you. Yeah, we did that one. So, it's been a long outro, so I'm going to say goodbye. That's been, 6-7 minutes of me saying goodbye. So you've got better things to do. I've got to go and do my high rocks training now. I'll obviously check on the socials to find out how I got on with the high rocks and everything and all the other stuff. Check out the YouTube channel. Please subscribe, please. I've not quite hit the 30,000 subscribers, which is quite a disappointment. Because I was aiming to do that kind of with the giveaway of the concept too, but whatever. It's not about subscribers. It's about you finding a workout you can roll along to. So hopefully that's there for you. So, last thing to say is have a fantastic Sunday, have a great week coming up, and make sure and look after yourselves. Let's hope that this is a good week. Let's hope that whatever happens on the other side of the world, from me anyway, no matter who wins, that it's going to be, what's the right word? That basically no trouble is going to happen, whether it's him or whether it's her, that it's just accepted whoever's won and they kind of move on with their lives and that's it, all right? So, yeah. It's funny old times we're living in right now where how everything's divided, so let's just hope that whatever happens, that we can all kind of come back together again, not only on that side of the world, but actually kind of across the world as well, that we can always all just unify a little bit better and care about each other and not be so divided. Right, there we go, that's the end of my rant on that. Thank you so much for being part of this. I will see you next time. Until then, it's just a buzz with something. Yeah, Andrew Fielder saying, shut up, what she said. Let's quickly just check. It would be funny if he's like, would you just, you're about to dig yourself in a hole. Oh, it's his sprint things. Ooh. Yeah, you can see where you fell apart at the end. It's a shame, actually. Maybe next time, eh? Probably not next weekend, to be honest, because it's going to be a slow row for me. Right, one last message from you, Andrew. All right, come on, hang on. Went too hard in the first one. Yeah, and I went too soft in the first one, so we kind of all balanced out. So, everybody, be well, row well, or the other way around. Take care, and I will see you next week. Right, bye.